Hello, welcome to the Weekly Roundup on the Box to Box podcast, the show where we look at the biggest news of the week, some of the biggest fixtures, and tell you our predictions. This show is for the week commencing the 8th of March 2021, and we're going to be joined by two guests this week in Ben and Reese. How are we, lads? Oh, you both.
Whoever talks first is the loser. Yeah, good man. Yourself?
Yeah, mate, I'm all good. Reese, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright.
Coming off a big pack pull on FIFA, I've heard.
Yeah.
You know, prime moment, Bastion, Schweinsteiger. 2.5 mil. So we'll click off from FIFA, jump into football with the news of the week. This week's news is about Sergio Aguero and his time at Manchester City. The headline read, "Is Aguero finished at Man City?" Obviously, he's out of contract. He's out of contract in the summer. He's currently 32. He's coming back off a bad knee injury. He is fit, but still not fully, I don't think he's mentally prepared. He came back for a game, and then he got in touch with someone who had COVID, so he was out for another 2 weeks, and then he caught COVID. So he hasn't been back in the Manchester City lineup for quite a while now. So Pep's built this new team without him in. It doesn't fit the current style they're playing, but they are still playing some unreal football. So, lads, how do we think that Aguero is going to go this season? Do you think he's going to stay? Do you think he's going to leave?
I think he'll stay, to be honest. I can't see him making a move outside of Manchester. I think City would certainly feel the loss of him if he went, so close to losing Company and David Silva.
Yeah.
I can't see him moving.
What do you say, Reese?
I think it would be silly for him to leave. I think he's had such a good time at City, but then again, he's had a few last few seasons for him. He's been in and out of the squad, obviously with injury, and like you say, this year. But I think if he is going to leave, he's going to go to another title contender team.
Do you think?
Obviously not in Prem. Yeah, Barcelona, someone of that echelon of club.
He is 32 though, and obviously he's riddling with injuries.
Yeah, but it's still Aguero, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. I think
it's a more injury-prone Aguero.
Yeah, exactly. I personally think that they're not going to renew his contract. I think he's going to move on. I think it's just the injuries that are causing an issue. I can't see many big clubs going out for him because of the injuries, and he's going to have high wages. He's going to, at the higher rate, obviously, he'll be going on a free because I don't think they'll sign his contract. But the higher wages, I can see I don't know. I'd already said he would have gone back to Atletico for a few seasons, but obviously they've just signed Suarez in a kind of similar scenario. So I can see him going to somewhere like that, having the last few seasons, then moving back to Argentina. But we can't forget that he is the fourth highest goal scorer in the league history. He scored one of the most iconic goals in the competition, the final, the Aguero. And he's got the best minute-to-goal ratio in the whole of the Premier League history with 108.3 minutes. So he's been an incredible player, but has he been the best overseas player the Premier League has ever seen?
No.
Who would you say? I think I know Ben's answer. Yeah. Who would you say?
Yeah.
Would you say Henry?
I don't know, actually. Drogba's got to be up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Samuel Eto'o.
You think he's
Fernando Torres at Liverpool.
Yeah.
There's been some good ones.
There's been some very good ones, but I think that I think the top two.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I mean, he's all right, isn't he? I think that.
How did we forget about him?
I think the top two, I would say, are probably Henry and Aguero. It's very close between them. The way I look at it is, I think Henry was the best player in the world when he was at Arsenal for a few seasons. Aguero's been phenomenal. He's been definitely top 10 some seasons, but I think he's never been the best player in the world.
No. Phenomenal striker, tons and tons of ability, and he's been so valuable for Man City.
Oh, definitely.
But I definitely think Father Time's catching up with him. Mm-hmm. If they were to lose Sergio Aguero, who do you think would, because I don't think Gabriel Jesus is the next
Definitely
number 9
not
for City.
I don't rate him massively.
No, who do you think they're going to be looking to sign?
It's going to be the quality of an Erling Braut Haaland, a Lautaro Martinez. They've been in links with Lukaku. I could see Lukaku being an absolute shithousery and just going to a Manchester rival and absolutely tearing us up. But I reckon someone of the quality of that, a Martinez, a Lukaku, even a Haaland. His dad used to play for the team.
Yeah, I was just going to say, his dad played for City. A lot of the headlines have been saying that Man City are the favourites for Haaland's signature, so it'll be interesting to see if he does go.
As good as they have been playing, and they've been playing like a Gundogan or a De Bruyne or a Foden, like a makeshift striker position, I do think if they're going to carry on, it's a great system they've got, but I think they do need another goal scorer again. And I think Haaland is a great replacement for Aguero. I'd hate to see him go there. I'd rather see him go United, but United don't have that pulling power at all. So yeah, if I would say now, I'd say Haaland. Who would you say, Reece?
I don't know. I genuinely don't. I don't know, because Gabriel Jesus is a good striker.
He's just not Man City quality.
Number 9. But with Man City nowadays is a different team to what it was, years ago.
Very true.
Like they had Carlos Tevez, who was at one point one of the best strikers in the world. So maybe, and with Pep there as well, who is, I don't rate Pep as a manager, but I think as a coach, he's one of the best in the world. So I think if he's working alongside Gabriel Jesus, I think Jesus can fill the role, because he scores goals for fun.
He's definitely capable of filling the role. I just don't think he's the quality of a.
He's not suited to Aguero. He's not suited to Pep's style.
No, he's not. I just want to go back. I just want to go back to the Aguero stand with him regarding leaving. I think he deserves a bit more. I feel like he'd be going out and people, obviously, no one's going to forget how good he is. But when players leave and they've been out for so long, you kind of just move on. I feel like he's not going to get the farewells that he deserves, being probably Manchester City's best ever player.
No, I think he certainly deserves a testimonial.
Definitely. I just hope he gets, because he's not playing, because he probably won't be playing in his last game for City. I just hope that they give him some kind of farewell and actually, not like an Ozil, just cheers mate, see ya. I hope they give him like a proper testimonial.
So what if Sergio Aguero went to Barcelona and it meant that Barcelona get Messi?
I was a little trade.
I don't. Actually, I was going to say I don't think that'd happen, but after the arguments of the the transfer window, I think it's possible that a Messi move could be on the cards.
I think if Messi's going to go anywhere, he will go.
He has been saying though that
Man City, sorry.
It's the only ones that can afford him.
Yeah, and I feel like he'd get
he'd
get a few wages off the books.
It's going to be Man City or PSG.
Yeah, I feel like, because obviously Aguero's on higher wages, but nowhere near what Messi's on at Barca. So for the flip side, I think Barca are in more of a financial struggle than Man City are, so it'd be good for them. Half in their wages probably, and I think the problem with Barca is I don't think they haven't got many youngs. They have, but I feel like the team's not strong at all. Same with Real Madrid. Both of the teams are not strong. They've not recovered well, and if Messi's gone, I reckon that team's going to struggle massively. I don't think Aguero, a 32-year-old Aguero, is the solution for it, but I could definitely see it happening.
Well, look at Atletico with Suarez. Suarez went into Atletico again.
Probably a title-winning team.
Almost like a retirement home for him, and he's absolutely smashed it there.
True.
The difference is, Suarez didn't slow down for Barcelona.
No, he was still
in his last games. Exactly, in his last games, he was still a top caliber player. The difference is Aguero is suffering a lot. It's going to get better as his age is progressing.
Yeah.
So I think him going to a club such as Barcelona for him would be fantastic, but for the team, for Barca, not the right move. They need to future-proof, especially if they're going to lose Messi.
Definitely. So we've touched on Aguero now, the news of the week. That's our opinions on whether he should stay or whether he should go. We're going to move across now to the big games of the week. We'll start off in England, in the Premier League, and it's going to be an Arsenal v Spurs game. 10th place Arsenal take on 8th place Spurs. There's a 5-point gap between them both, so it's a big game for Arsenal to try and claw back to that top 8, top 6 position, which I do think they are in reach for now. They've had a bit of form recently. Arsenal have won 2 in the last 5. Spurs have won 3 in the last 5. So both, both are in fantastic form as in the last 5 games. But recently, the last game, Arsenal have won and obviously on a bit of a high horse there. So yeah, both teams have gone off the wins. Gareth Bale is back in form though. It's good to see. How do you two see it going?
I see it being a draw, to be honest with you. I think neither has been saying the world a lie as of late. I think Arsenal's certainly been looking more positive until today's performance.
Yeah.
But Tottenham haven't been looking overly strong.
They've been looking better recently now, I will admit to it. They're looking a lot better than they was a month ago.
The difficulty is, in their last 5 games against each other, Arsenal and Tottenham, Tottenham have won 3, and they've drawn 2. Tottenham have won 3 of the 5, and they've drawn 2. So it doesn't look well for Arsenal. No. However, will Jose, who historically has had fantastic success against Arsenal, will he, come out with an attacking team, or will he come out and think, you know what, we're going to sit back and defend against the likes of a vibrant Arsenal
He's not going to come out with an attacking team. This is Jose.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
He'd sit back until
I'd love to see it.
It's so annoying watching him play because he's got such amazing attackers in Son, Bale, Kane, even people like Lucas, who are absolute animals in front of goal, but yet he plays 12 men behind the ball. It's stupid the way he plays, because if you play to the strengths of the players, you'd get so many more goals playing with. It just annoys me watching him play football. Every team he's gone to is
so. Who's your prediction then, Reece?
Are you saying Arsenal? I'm
still going to say Tottenham, but it's just such a boring way of playing football.
Boring 1-0.
I agree. I think it's such a boring game. I don't think any team are going to go out there and push.
No.
I'd love to see it. It could be a fantastic game, but just how both teams will settle, I can't see it being exciting, and I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw.
I would agree.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm going to say 1-0 Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham, are you?
Yeah. Because they'll get an early goal and then sit back, like they always do.
Fair play.
Well, it's 2 against 1, so the Box to Box podcast prediction is a draw.
We draw 1-1. So let's move on. Stay in England, but move down to the Championship. The next big game of the week is Watford v Cardiff. 3rd place Watford take on 8th place Cardiff. Watford are on the same points as 2nd place Brentford, so they could do with all the points they can get. Both teams are in good form. Watford have won 4 in the last 5. Cardiff are unbeaten in the last 5, only drawing 1 game. Both teams really do need a win here. Obviously, Cardiff want to push that top 6, get into the playoffs. Watford want to get to the top 2, hopefully top 1, but obviously Norwich are playing incredible. One thing I want to point out is Cardiff have got the 5th highest goal scorer in the league in Kiefer Moore, I think his name is. He's got 18 goal contributions in 18 goal contributions in about 30 games, I think. So he's playing well. We're going to go to Reese first on this one. Obviously, you're the Forest fan, follow the Championship a little bit more than me. Ben, how do you see this game going?
Well, after today losing to Watford, I think Watford will take it. Definitely. I think they're such a solid team. They're a Premier League team.
Yeah, they are definitely a Premier League team.
Definitely.
They seem out of the water here.
Yeah, it's like, Norwich are a solid side. Again, probably should be in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Brentford, they've just been carried by Ivan Toney. He has been an absolute animal.
I think every podcast I've made so far, we've mentioned Ivan Toney, and it's great form as well because he's an absolutely incredible player.
He's insane. I think he's got like 25 goals in it.
He has. It's about 20. He's got about 3 assists as well. It's about 28 goal contributions this season. It's incredible for him.
Yeah, and he's been out injured for the past 5 games or something. He's just stupidly good.
Yeah.
I think if Brentford don't have him, then they're just a solid Championship side. But
he's going to get. He gets raided. I think whether they go up or stay, I reckon he goes somewhere else, somewhere a bit bigger.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I see it the same. I think Watford are going to power through. I think they've got the momentum. They are in aspirations of top 2. They can see it's in reach. I can see them going straight through Cardiff here. What do you say, Ben?
I don't agree, to be honest. Cardiff have been undefeated in 11 matches. Watford, goal scoring wise, are doing really, really well. Obviously, second in the Championship. But I know it's a bit of a boring pick, but I think Cardiff are looking very, very strong at the back. Not losing 11. I see it as another draw, to be honest.
Another draw. I'm going to predict 2-1 Watford. I think they were going to really want to get these points. You're predicting what, Ben?
I'm thinking 0-0.
0-0. Okay, great shout.
0-0 draw. Yeah.
And Reese?
2-0 Watford.
2-0 Watford. Okay. So again, it's a 2-1 here. We're saying that Watford are going to go for the win. So the Box to Box podcast predicts that the Watford are going to beat Cardiff. Moving over to France now. We're going to go to the Ligue 1. Monaco are playing Lyon. Fourth place Monaco take on first place Lyon. There's a 7-point gap between them. Lyon need these 3 points more than any team. They're at the top of the table, but PSG are right down their necks. They're catching up, and they've got a game against 19th place Nantes. So they're probably going to cruise through that and get 3 points. So Lyon really need to go into a higher gear here and get the 3 points. Saying that though, Lyon are unbeaten in the last 5, winning 3, drawing 2. Monaco only lost 1. They've drew 2 and won 2. So both are great quality teams. Bamba's been a massive part of Lyon's team. He's been the highest creator with the highest assists in the league. So he's been a crucial part of creating the goals for the team. But Monaco just love to score, don't they? They've got 2 of the top goal scorers in the league, just behind Mbappe with Ben Yedder and Volland. They've both got 13 this season. They're in incredible form. Ben, how do you see this game going?
I think Lille are going to get the win. They're top of their division at the minute, which when you're coming up against teams such as PSG and Lyon, it's a fantastic achievement where they are. And if they can finish the league at the top, then they should be very, very, very proud of themselves. 2 losses so far out of 28 games played this season. Monaco with 7 losses. So, I think it's going to be a comfortable Lille win, to be honest. I'm thinking 3-1 to Lille is my prediction.
Not your favourite league, Reese, but what's your predictions and thoughts on this game?
I think Monaco will do it. I think they'll just outscore him. Like you say, Kevin Volland and Ben Yedder have been insane this season. And I can understand where Ben's coming from because Lille is a good side, but they're nowhere near what PSG are. PSG, if they just need to turn it on with PSG, and then especially with Monaco as well, solid side. But yeah, I think they'll do it easily for me.
So the score you're saying is
3-0 Monaco.
3-0 Monaco.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You've got the decider then.
What a fucking shout. That's horrendous. I totally disagree. I think Lille have got this in the bag. Again, I think they're a great team. They've got some chemistry. Bamba's incredible. Renato Sanchez, again, a renaissance. They've just got a class team. And I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a good game. It'll be a good one to watch. I'm going to predict 3-2 Lille. So again, we're saying that Lille are going to beat Monaco in the big game in France. Moving over to Spain now, we're going to go to the La Liga. And the big game for this country is Sevilla versus Betis. 4th place take on 6th. Both teams aren't really in contention, but there's no other big games in the La Liga this season. Both have won 4 and lost 1 of the past 5. What's your last prediction on it?
Sevilla haven't lost to Real Betis in the last 4 meetings. 3 wins to Sevilla, 1 draw. So I know that the last couple of games have been losses to Sevilla. However, they've come up against Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Will that mean that they're going to come out with a chip on the shoulder, or does it mean they're going to come out with their heads dropped? Betis 3 wins on the bounce, I think. So heads are going to be high. It's going to be a good game, I think. They've got a lot of quality in both sides. But I do think Betis are going to fall short, and Sevilla will come out with the win. Yeah. I'm thinking a shallow 1-0 win to Sevilla.
1-0 win Sevilla. I want to get your points, Reese, before I jump in.
I'll say one more than that. I'll say 2-0 Sevilla. They've got that I don't know how to say his name, En-Nesyri.
Yeah, player of the month.
I don't know how to say it, but he's on fire. I think he's 5th top goal scorer in the league. So yeah, they've got him who's just basically carrying them. He's being mint for him. They've just got a solid team all round. It's not the greatest team, but like you said with Lille, if you've got the chemistry, and you've just got a solid team, then I think you'll do well. So yeah.
I mean, just think before you come in again, like, just think of some of the players that Sevilla have got on the books: Luke De Jong, Suso, Lucas Ocampos, of course, Yusuf El Nesri is the or El Nesiri is the player of the month. They've just signed Alejandro Gomez. They've got Fernando. They've got Ivan Rakitic. Diego Carlos.
They've got a very experienced team.
Kude, Jesus Navas. Fantastic goalkeeper in Thomas Vaklik. So, and a wonderful coach in Julian Lopetegui. So I think it's you forget how good that squad actually is.
Yeah, it's a fantastic squad. But I am going to disagree with both of you. And for one reason and one reason only. I think Sevilla are going to put everything they've got into the Champions League game this in the same week. Obviously, they face Dortmund.
That's fair play.
They play Dortmund, which we will talk about later on. But I reckon Sevilla are going to put everything they've got into this. They're going to want to have full energy to make sure they can get a little bit further in the Champions League. I think they're losing 3-2 on aggregate at the moment, but again, you state some of the players there. They've got some incredible players which can win this Dortmund team, which aren't having the best season. So I'm going to say it's going to be quite a stale game. I don't think Sevilla are going to play the strongest lineup. I'm going to say 1-1. 1-1.
That's fair enough. I think as well, you're looking at Betis' squad. You know, Nabil Fekir is in there. Willem Carvalho. Mm-hmm. They've got Christian Tello as well. Obviously, quite an experienced player that's never got up to the level where he's been expected to get, but he's always been fairly decent.
Yeah, true.
And obviously, Mourinho.
Yeah, of course. They've got the other fullback, the Brazilian Emerson. He's a very, very talented young player. Claudio Bravo, experienced, proven winner in goal.
True.
And obviously Manuel Pellegrini as their coach. So I think it'll be quite an interesting game.
I can see it being quite an interesting game, like you've just said. But yeah, I can see it being a draw just for the pure reason that Sevilla they're either going to be playing a weaker side, just to save the bigger players, or I reckon they're not going to put everything out there. They're going to sit back a little bit, not push it all out. I think they're going to grab a goal and maybe concede one. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. So that's
with that being said, are you sticking with your prediction, Reese, of a Sevilla win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I still think they'll do it anyway.
The box-to-box prediction for Sevilla versus Betis is a Sevilla win.
So that sums up the Spanish big game of the week. We're going to move over now to Italy, win the Serie A. This is quite a big game regarding the title. Inter Milan take on Atalanta, first place against fourth. Inter are in insane form. They've won the last 5 games in the season. But Atalanta are also unbeaten, winning 4 and only drawing 1. 3 places in the table differentiate them, but there's a 10-point gap between them, so it's not like it's very close because Inter are just taking the lead by storm. They're at the top of that table and they're quite a few points ahead. I think this season is Inter Milan's year. I think this year they actually are going to win it. They've been knocking on the door for the past few seasons. They've been so close, but they've always fallen at the last hurdle. I think this year is their year, and I can see them probably winning this game because, like I said, they're going to be wanting to push and get as many points as possible. How do you see it going, Ben?
I think Atalanta have made a big loss in losing Alejandro Gomez to Sevilla. One of their best players by far. Now they've lost him. I think they're going to regress.
I think it wasn't just an agreement on moving because he's ready to move. I think there was a bit of a disagreement with the board or something, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. To be honest, it's not something I've followed that closely. But you look at the Atalanta squad, and it isn't a squad bursting with quality. You know, their forwards are. They've got Robin Gosens, the German, out on the left.
He plays centre back as well. He does.
He does in FIFA, yeah.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He plays in real life, but yeah, he has played at left back. I'm sure he's put down as a left back.
Yeah, he's quite a versatile down the left side.
Yeah, I think he's a midfield player really.
Yeah.
But, left midfielder, but up top they've got Luis Muriel, who, when he's not injured, plays very, very well. And Josip Ilicic, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Ilicic, another talented forward as well. So, but I don't think they've got the quality to come out on top, to be honest with you. It's amazing though. You look at the top 4 in Serie A. You see 2 losses for Inter, 4 losses for Milan, for AC Milan, 3 losses for Juve, and 4 for Atalanta. It's very, very competitive at the minute. But Inter are just so strong. Yeah, they're so strong. Inter are that for me, definite Inter Milan win, and I'm gonna say Inter Milan are going to win it by 4-1.
Really? A 4-1 prediction? How do you see the game going, Reese?
Yeah, Inter will win it, I think. I don't think they've lost a game in the league in 5 or 6, have they? Something like that. Romelu Lukaku. Yeah, Romelu Lukaku is in an absolute... like 20 goals.
Yeah, so the Manchester United flop, who didn't have a first touch to save his life, has now gone over to Serie A. He's slimmed down a bit, and he's got 18 goals. He's in second place in the scoring charts. He's got 8 assists, which is the highest, the joint highest. So he's got 28 goal involvements this season. Oh, it's just it's what United need. That's the annoying thing. This version of Lukaku is exactly what United need, but he was just a bigger, fatter, sluggish version of himself a few seasons ago. I don't know. Fair play to the lad.
Do you blame Jose Mourinho for that?
It's got to be coaching wise because
yes, because he plays more.
Because it's got to be coaching wise because he's moved across to a different side and he's slimmed down a bit. His first touch has improved so much. He's been assisting as well. He's been producing as well as scoring. I mean, to say that Lukaku couldn't pass or have a first save of his life when he was playing for United, and now he's the top assister in Serie A. I think it's got to be down to the coaching. I think the Inter Milan coaching team have got him and they've built this team around him and they've built it perfectly. And I reckon they're going to win this game 3-1. I'm just one behind Ben's 4-1 prediction. But yeah, I think they're going to go out there and they're going to set an example.
Do you think, then, by saying that Antonio Conte is a better coach than Jose Mourinho?
I think that...
It's a big call to make.
I think he's a better attacking coach than Jose Mourinho. Is what I say.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a better coach as a football coach or in the history of the game. But he's definitely a better attacking coach. So yeah, that's...
So we're saying Inter Milan for the win then?
Inter Milan for the win. So that summarises the Italian games. We're going to move on to the last big game of the week regarding the countries. And we're going to go over to Germany now. We're going to touch on the Bundesliga. And it's Leipzig versus Frankfurt. Second place Leipzig take on fourth place Frankfurt. 8 points between them. Leipzig have only lost one of the past 5 games, I think. Frankfurt have won 4, lost 1. Anything could happen in the Bundesliga. It's a very hit and miss league regarding players and team performances. Leipzig are only 2 points off the top spot. Obviously, Bayern leading the table at the moment. They need all the points they can get, as we've mentioned a lot in this episode. But I think it's crucial. There's coming to the end of the season now. Teams have got to be pushing if they want to try and get a bit of silverware and make a statement on the league. But then again, Frankfurt, they have been in good form as of recent. They have turned to an actual decent side again. Andre Silva, one for Reece. He's been in class form. He's been the player of the month in the Bundesliga. He's got 19 goals this season. We didn't actually realise that I looked up this up. That's second most behind Lewandowski, who's got 28. 28 goals for Lewandowski. I think that's why they're going to win the league.
In the Serie A and the Bundesliga, I think you've got to take players like Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo out of the equation because these are just like they're like freaks of nature for scoring goals.
They're generational talent, so.
Yeah, I mean Lewandowski was robbed of a Ballon d'Or. Absolutely robbed.
Oh yeah,
this year we'll get it.
Yeah, you should hope so. Especially with 28 goals in the Bundesliga. It's incredible. It's in absolute lightning form, and I still think Bayern are going to win the league. I think I mentioned last week that they are champions of the world. They're not.
They've only played 23 games.
Yeah, it's incredible, and he's an absolute animal. But my prediction is, it's a tough one because of the attacking presence of Frankfurt, like Kostic off the left. They've got back Luka Jovic, which I think is a cracking signing, just because he just fit their system so well, and he's been so poor at Real. It was sad to see him go. Like, he was incredible for Frankfurt, and then he's just been left out and pushed out of the Real Madrid squad, not fitting in perfectly. So it's good to see him back in the team. But I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-3 draw, personally.
I would say Leipzig need to come back midweek against Liverpool because obviously we're going to talk about it later on, but the Champions League fixture, they're playing Liverpool again. Now, in the last match, they lost 2-0 at home. Leipzig did to Liverpool. So I think they're going to need to put everything into that match, try and capitalise on Liverpool's poor form. So I think the following game at the weekend, which will be this one against Frankfurt, they're going to have to field a weakened team. They're going to have to rotate, and I think Frankfurt are going to win. Not too comfortably, because Leipzig are obviously a fantastic team. They've won the last 3 matches.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Frankfurt just beat Bayern Munich not that long ago.
Very true.
And also, in the last 3 meetings against Leipzig, Frankfurt have won 2 of them and drawn the other. So I think it's going to be another Frankfurt win. And I see it being a 3-2 win
3-2
to Frankfurt.
How do you see it going, Reece?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think, like Ben says, they're coming up out of Liverpool where they're going to put everyone on that they possibly can. And Frankfurt are a very creative team. I think they've got that Daichi Kamada, who's a good little playmaker for them, sitting down that Andre Silva.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a solid team, especially with Kostic, who's a very good player. And I think they'll create enough chances to break them down, especially with a weakened Red Bull team.
Yeah.
I know they're a good team as a starting 11, but you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if they've got much depth.
I wouldn't say they've got much top of the Bundesliga depth quality team like a Bayern Munich, for example.
Yeah, so I think Frankfurt will do it. Same score as well.
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2 Frankfurt.
Fair play. So that sums up the big games in the domestic league. So we're going to move over now to a special on this episode as the Champions League is taking place this week. A little Champions League special on the Weekly Roundup. So we'll start with the first game, which is Juventus versus Porto. Porto are going into this game with a 2-1 aggregate, which is quite phenomenal to say the team that Juventus are playing. How do you see the game going, Ben?
I think Juve are probably going to come back, to be honest. Will they be able to score enough goals to flip the aggregate? I'm not sure. I think Juve are certainly the bookies' choice to win the match. If we're talking about who's going to go through, I don't know who's going to win the match. I think it's going to be Juve. They're just too strong. They had a trip up. They slipped up last time and lost against Porto. Porto, however, in the league, their last couple of games, they drew against Sporting and they lost against Braga, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Juve are going to be quite much fun. And my decision while I was talking about this as to who is actually going to win, I think it's going to be Juve. In fact, I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I'm going to say Juventus, who aren't where they need to be in the league, need to focus on the Champions League, need to come back fighting and swinging against Porto to get forward. Andrea Pirlo's men are going to come out and win this match 5-0.
Jesus. That is a big, big prediction. I do agree with you in terms of I think Juventus are going to go out there and they're going to make a mockery of Porto. Show them what I want. I think it's going to be a 3-0 win to Juventus. I'm going to predict here, bold statement, Ronaldo hat-trick.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
It's the Champions League.
Certainly, I think certainly a brace at the very least.
Yeah. One of them, a hat-trick, and one of them maybe a penalty, but I see him going to be a hat-trick. Reece, how do you see the game going, mate?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the aggregate will bother Juve.
I think they'll take it as a new game.
Look at the team. Yeah, look at the team. They come out and play their football. Aggregate's going to be washed away instantly. Admittedly, they are at home, so maybe that could help. But then again, they got to score a bit more. I don't know though, because without fans being in the stadium,
home advantage
does
means
being at home
nothing.
matter?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Because I don't think it does as much anymore.
I mean,
I think it still does with travel, the staff around you, being in your own kind of having your own facilities, things like that. It does make a difference.
I think it makes a bigger difference when you're playing a Champions League game. Say if it was just a Premier League game, you're still in England. There's not much travelling to do. It doesn't really make a massive difference. Whereas when you're travelling overseas, then again though, is it played at a different location because of COVID and stuff? Like some of the games have been recently.
Yeah, that was backwards. That was. I seen some, and it was like some teams can't play in Spain because of restrictions that Spain have put on their countries. Yet other countries can play in Spain, but Spanish countries can't play in other. They've absolutely. I don't know what they're doing with these restrictions on playing games in different countries. Like, why can't you just play?
What I don't see is they put them in, and it says like to limit like people coming in and out of the country. We're going to do this, so they're going to go to a third country. So you've got Sevilla and Dortmund. So you've got Spain and Germany, and they're like, you can't play there. But Italy are like, come play for us. So that includes a third country, which they're now all mixing together. Which is just stupid anyway.
It's not like they see loads of people, is it?
No.
They get off the plane on a bus to the ground, back on the bus to the plane, back home. Yeah. It's not like you're seeing 30, 40,000 people in a ground.
I know. Doesn't make massive sense.
The match is at the Allianz Stadium, so it's Juve's home game.
Fair enough. I know they did change it for some of them though in the earlier rounds. Yeah.
So I'm saying a 3-0. Ben's saying a 5-0. Reese, are you going to knock it off with another ball prediction?
No, I'll stick with 3-0 here.
3-0?
I think Ronaldo get one Dybala might. And that young Swedish lad, what's his name?
Kulianski or whatever his name is.
I hope they start playing him more.
Yeah,
I think he's a class player. I've seen him play a few times, and he is he's a good player on the ball. And again, they got Morata as well. He's a good player.
He's been in good form.
Solid player. I mean, he's not as good as Ronaldo. We're not talking world class level, but
form this season.
Solid player alongside him.
Yeah, definitely. So that's our predictions for the Juventus Porto game. Moving over now to the Dortmund Sevilla game. Dortmund going to this game with a 3-2 aggregate was quite a good game to watch, to be fair. How do you see the game going, Ben?
Dortmund all day. They've won the last 4 matches, whereas Sevilla have come off, like we said earlier, 2 losses. It's going to be played in Dortmund. That's got to be their focus, Dortmund. It's got to be the Champions League.
I agree.
They're not going to be winning. They're not going to be winning the Bundesliga. So I think they've got far too much quality to lose to Sevilla.
I agree.
I'm going to say it's going to be not a runaway win by any means, because I think Sevilla are going to put all their efforts into this match as well. But I think 2-1 to Dortmund.
I would agree with that as well. 2-1 Dortmund. What do you say, Reese?
Yeah, I agree with that. I want to know your guys' thoughts on, do you think Dortmund have the quality to win the Champions League?
No.
No?
I think I don't think you've got the quality to win the whole thing.
No, not when you've still got Barcelona, even though the form, Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, Man City.
Yeah. I think Dortmund...
To me, the biggest stop for Dortmund is Munich and PSG.
Yeah.
I think they're the hardest teams for Dortmund to play. Like you say, Liverpool's form's been off. I think if they don't start getting the big players back soon, I don't think they've got much of a chance. Barcelona this season haven't...
They are 4-1 down to PSG not awful, as well.
Yeah. So, I don't think Dortmund have got the quality as such right now to do it. I think 2 years' time, if they keep the players that they've got, 2 or 3 years.
Fantastic young players.
They've got an incredible team.
Haaland,
I don't think the team's at the quality overall. Like the defense has been shaky this season, very very shaky. Still Hummels.
They are suffering with injuries though. I mean, Aguero, Schmelzer, and Akanji, I think, are all out injured.
Yeah.
So and they're also missing Axel Witsel.
Yeah.
I think in a few years' time, that Dortmund team, if they keep the players that they've got and they don't get poached,
they will get. That's Dortmund's philosophy. They grow a player, sell him on. Haaland's got to go in the summer to Man City. Brentwood, you know if they've got the money for it. Sancho will probably leave as well. And Jude Bellingham's still got 3-4 years till he's going to be the level of them two. Regarding
this is what I'm saying. If they keep
the players, team, it's phenomenal.
That is a Champions Winning League team in 3-4 years.
Yeah, I agree. And I reckon that one of them will be winning the Champions League in the next 3 years.
The thing is, yes, they've got some great young players. Julian Brandt's another one. But even if they keep all these great young players, one of the pivotal points of that team is Marco Reus. Well, in 3 or 4 years,
he's gone.
He's not going to be at that level. You know, he's going to be old. He might even be retired. Yeah, exactly. So I think Dortmund, I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
I hope it does because I do like Dortmund, but
I like the
fantastic club with
I like the club and the fans are good. They create some fantastic players, but nah, I don't see them getting further than the next round. Which moves on to our next game, PSG Barca. PSG whitewashed Barca in the first round. Kylian Mbappe grabbing a hat trick. How do you see the game going, Ben? Do Barca have what it takes to bring it back?
No, I'm sorry, they just don't.
No, they don't.
What was the score in the last one? 4-1 PSG.
Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, it's PSG are just way too strong for a shaky Barcelona at the moment. I don't think it's going to be another huge scoreline again. I see it being. I'm going to go with another 2-1. To be honest, I think 2-1 to PSG. Barcelona have got some momentum going into the game. 3 wins on the bounce, but yeah, I think it's going to be comfortably the PSG with a 2-1.
Yeah, I think PSG have also got 4 away goals, so it's going to take some oomph for the Barca to get back into it. I don't see the quality of Barca at a current stage being able to fight against it. Messi's not got what it takes. I think Mbappe is going to be the king of this game, but I don't see him going out and winning 4-1 again. I think they're going to play a bit more laid back. They're going to win. I could see them winning, or maybe even drawing, to be fair, because they've got such a big lead. But I want to go with my gut. I want to say 3-2 PSG.
Ooh, I think PSG will win it, but I don't think Barca have got a chance in this.
No.
I love Messi and I love Barcelona, but to me, this season they have dropped off massively.
Everyone's in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think they've got what it takes to do anything to PSG. PSG have been playing some amazing football as well. It's so fast paced and free flowing.
Good to see Moise Kean playing well as well.
From a French league. Yeah. Young player who's been bossing it up as well. But I don't think they've got nowhere near enough oomph this year to take on PSG. So yeah. I think
PSG win.
PSG 3-0.
Win the league. Fair enough. So what was your prediction again, Ben?
It was PSG 2-1.
2-1 PSG. So going on to the final game of the Champions League this week, it is Liverpool v Leipzig. Somehow, Liverpool have gone into this with a 2-0 aggregate. They are looking poor. They had a one-off in this game. I think they look good against Leipzig. They look like, oh wow, this team's back again. But they've gone back to the Premier League and it's been woeful. I do think that obviously injuries are a massive issue with them. I'm not taking anything away from that. I think they know they can't win the league. They're going to want to get top 4. I think they're going to want to put everything into the Champions League. But again, I think that 2-0 is going to be big for them. When I watched Leipzig the other day, they played some faster football, but they didn't play a target man. And I don't know if it was probably a tactic on their behalf. I don't think it paid off. If they change the tactics and have a vocal point of the attack, a Paulson or someone who actually has got a bit of presence up front, a bit bigger, I think they could bring it back. But I think it's going to be 2-2. I think it's going to be 2-0 Leipzig. I think it'll go to extra time. And I think Liverpool might take it extra time.
I think with Liverpool having the aggregate that they've got, I think they will go through, to be honest. However, I think they'll lose the game. I think it's going to be 1-0 Leipzig.
Yeah, great shout, to be fair.
They are, like we've already said, are missing some key players. Sabitzer out injured. They've got Lehmer, the Austrian defensive midfielder. He's out injured. So Bosloy out injured. So, they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on the likes of Justin Cliver and Yusuf Poulsen. I think they'll get the win. I see it being from like a set piece or something, like a headed goal from Upamecano, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will go through ahead of Liverpool.
I think that's a great shot.
It is worrying though for if you are a Liverpool fan. I mean, it's fantastic for everybody else because unless you are a Liverpool fan, everyone hates Liverpool. Yeah. Because they are awful.
Such an awful fan base. I hate every single one.
Yeah. I want to cut that out. But yeah, I think that don't get me wrong, Liverpool will bounce back at some point next year. They've got too much quality. They've got a fantastic coach as well.
Yeah.
When Virgil van Dijk comes back, it will make a massive difference. But for now, they are poor. I think they'll continue to look poor and shaky and unsteady until the end of the season. Leipzig 1-0, but Liverpool will go through, in my opinion.
I see. Yeah, I agree. I think Leipzig are going to get knocked out. I think Liverpool are going to go through. But I think whichever team faces Liverpool next, there's a lot of big boys left. Every team out there are going to be playing with some oomph. I think they're going to get through this round with the aggregate. I think they're going to get played with in the next round. They're going to get absolutely torn apart, personally. But I want to see your prediction of this game, Reece. What is it, mate?
I think Liverpool will go through, same as Ben, but I don't think they can't play well. They're not playing well at all.
No.
It's shocking football to watch. I mean, Rudiger, he's a solid centre-back, but he's not one at best in the world. Put Salah and Mane in his pocket the other night. It was insane to watch two world-class forwards who were last year the best two forwards in the world, arguably.
Yeah, probably.
Just put to nothing by Germany's second-rate centre-back who's playing for Chelsea. Like, yeah, he's a good player, but he's not that good.
He's not. He's not angry.
But yeah, I think they've got to win it, and like you say, I think they'll get absolutely bummed in the next round. Yeah. No way can they compete with Bayern Munich and PSG, even Barcelona. Barcelona are having in Barcelona's terms, having a crap season. Even they'd smash him at this point.
Yeah, but Barcelona aren't getting through, though, are they?
No, I definitely got it. So we're predicting that Liverpool are going to make it through.
Liverpool will make it through, but I think they'll lose the game.
Yeah, fair play. So that is a summary of the Champions League game next week. want to get to the final segment of the episode, the quick fire predictions for the Premier League. I want to say the game first, sorry. I want your answer first, Ben, and then Reese after. Is that all right?
Okay.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go into it straight away with Chelsea-Everton.
Chelsea.
What's your score?
Oh, bloody hell. 3-1. No, 3-2.
3-2.
2 on Chelsea.
West Ham-Leeds.
Leeds 1-0. I think they're going to surprise them.
2-0 West Ham.
Man City versus Southampton.
Man City 3-0.
Man City 4-0.
Newcastle versus Aston Villa.
1-1 draw.
I'm going to back Newcastle on this one. 1-0 Newcastle.
Ooh, shout out to Taylor there. Leeds v Chelsea.
What was that one, sorry?
Leeds v Chelsea.
Chelsea. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea.
Palace versus West Brom.
Crystal Palace 1-0.
Palace 2-0.
Everton versus Burnley.
Everton. Actually, no. 1-1. 1-1.
3-1 Everton.
Oh, big shout. Fulham, Man City.
Man City. 5-1.
3-0 City.
Southampton versus Brighton.
Southampton 2-1.
1-0.
Leicester versus Sheffield United.
1-1. Just because of injuries.
Leicester 2-0.
What we touched on earlier, Arsenal v Spurs.
Draw 1-0.
I'm going to say 1-0 Spurs because I think that's what I said for the first
I think
one.
it was, mate. Well. And can David Moyes get his revenge? It's Man United versus West Ham.
No. Man United 1-0.
I'm going to back West Ham here. I'm going to say 1-0 West Ham.
Don't blame me, to be fair.
Moyes is coming back. Lingard's going to bump you.
I hope Lingard bags a hat-trick just to rub it in our faces.
Oh, that would be
The
amazing.
backstreet
How
Moyes.
good would that be?
And celebrates as well.
Proper celebrate. His little fucking
Where's
J-Lings and his
the
little
game being
flute.
played?
It's at United, Old Trafford.
Oh, it's Old Trafford. Yeah, he needs to. Man, there's no fans in the stand anyway, but
Yeah.
he needs to go and sit on the barrier of the Alex Ferguson stand or something.
But yeah, there's been some big predictions this episode. I want to thank you both for coming on.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to be on.
So yeah, that is the weekly roundup for the week commencing the 8th of March. Thank you for listening, and we'll speak to you very soon. Bye.